everyone, happy time zones, it's your bird, Aevin the Raven, and welcome back to Dark Souls 2 as a champion. Alright, so... these areas aren't happening quite yet, just because of, Actually... let's run around Eleum Loyce for a little while. Just to see. Nope. Not at the moment. Alright, I just need to get... I should really swap my loadout, because Fireball is not... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And goodbye. Or not. Because the problem... I was having was, I'm pretty much guaranteed to get one shot against Fium Knight. At least in Phase 2. I can somewhat mitigate that. And I do mean somewhat. By... Uh-oh. With levels. And I do mean somewhat. I should also... but the real reason I'm here in Eleum Loyce is for the... oh dear. Damage buffs. Because I believe that both the Dark and Fire clutch rings are here. Plus, this place gives a ton of souls. And souls are a big deal. Alright, that's nothing. But even if I just, end up uh-oh. Okay, that's... Fine. You're gonna chase me quite a ways, but... or not. But even if I can't get to the clutch ring, I can still, take some souls from the surrounding area. I'm probably going to hold off on facing the Burnt Ivory King for now. If only for the fact that he himself is actually the least of the problems as far as I'm concerned when it comes to DLC bosses. However, his run back includes a mandatory gauntlet. And that gauntlet concerns me. I've died more times to the gauntlet than to the king himself. Let's try this. And I'm not kidding about having died more times to the gauntlet than the king. At least I don't think I am. I'll have to go back and check that footage, but I'm pretty sure that I've died more times to the run back to get to the Old Ivory King, or not Old Ivory, Burnt Ivory King, than I've died to the king. I can't really do anything with that bridge just yet. Hi. Oh dear. Wait, hold on. Because once he himself shows up, so long as you were careful, let's say, and made sure to get all of the Knights of Eleum Loyce that are still Knights of Eleum Loyce and not burned, he wasn't that bad. The problem is getting to that point. Okay, nothing there. Especially considering I'm... The clutch rings are going to be a double-edged sword. Come on. Uh-oh. Drink. I think within the next couple of rooms is a bonfire. I do like the way that Eleum Loyce is designed. And I do mean Eleum Loyce here, not the frigid outskirts. Frigid outskirts are horrible. I don't like visibility issues. But... actually, I'll come back for that, because I don't think there's anything I can actually get there. I think all of the chests in Eleum Loyce are locked behind, talking to Alsana. I love you too, Fenrir. Because even the ones that, aren't just out in the open. Uh-oh. In the snow are covered in ice. Uh-oh. So if it's not on a body, I can't get to it yet. And I think all of the stuff up there is bodies. Oh. Uh-oh. I also I probably need more attunement. That's a locked door, I think. Or not? I'll come back for that. Because I believe... yeah, right there's a bonfire. Unfortunately, there's no way back up, though. Which means I'd have to run through everything to get to that. I do have some souls in the pocket. As well as some things to trade to the crows, actually. Let's go back to Majula. I know that eventually I'm just gonna have to suck it up and grind through a boss. Though I'd... honestly, if it has to be about... if I have to actually, like, grind through something, I'd rather it be Alana and not, Fume Knight. No, Alana or Sir Alone. Just because getting to Sir Alone is a pain. And Alana herself is a massive pain on account of being a summoner. Ah. Let's grab Petrified Dragon Bone. Blue Eye Orb for some reason. Raw Stone. Bolt Stone. Twinkling Titanite. Poison Stone. Fet, come on. Crimson Water. Okay, Demon Thing. Petrified Dragon Bone and Twinkling Titanite. Okay, anyway. With that, I definitely don't want to use Soul of a Giant. I actually could probably go around and collect some more shards of Nadalia. I know of 2 that I skipped. Don't know where the 3rd one would be, though. Let's buy skulls and bones from Shalquar, and actually I think I might know where one of the... Buy some skulls. I think I might know where one of the shards of Nadalia I missed is. Like, 2 of them are in pretty obvious landmarks, but I think I know where one of the ones I missed that isn't quite so obvious might be. And even then, this is a long shot. It's a tower that or a side tower, that I abandoned because I wanted to go through there with Alluring Skulls, because the Alluring Skulls are so useful there. Whee! Really? I mean, if you really want to chase me, feel free. I know you NPCs don't do too well with ledges. really? Fine, we can do this a normal way. Why are you carrying dung? Okay. Oh, whoops, I meant to get that through the door. There we go. And now we head down. Because I know for a fact that I can take out this entire room with just a couple skulls. Rating 13. Nice. Uh-oh. Is that it? Nope. Not it. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Come on, I know where you are, roughly. Alright, now I pull this and use the alluring skulls. I think this is the most use I've ever gotten out of alluring skulls. Six, 7. Honestly, the two that I missed up until this point, alright, that I know where they are of a lower priority than anything I don't know that I don't know the location of. Liar ahead. Huh. Okay, so that's just leading back to where I was. Fair enough. So there wasn't anything. Unfortunate, but better to check than not. Especially when you can't remember. I can actually kind of think of where the other one I might have missed might be. Honestly, the more out of the way it is, the more likely I am to remember it's there. So let's go back to the top of Broom Tower. Because I don't think I got the second Nadalia you have the option of running into. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's about standard for me, isn't it? That's just about standard. Okay, that's a lot of damage done, but at the same time, worth it. And apparently I missed some loot over here, I think it was. Oh, nope, must have been the spot above, because it was on the center pillar. There we go. Blackweed balm. Fair enough. And from here, I check to see if I got the Nadalia. Can you please just... There we go. I think I got the Nadalia here. Strange, because there should be 3. There should be 3 left. Dance of Fire, okay. Huh. Or wait a second. Can I hit you from here? Okay, it's the same. So then where am I missing a Nadalia? That's a treasure chest. This is the way forward. Black firebomb. Let's go up here. Okay. Evidently I didn't need that, but alright. And then we've got a few layers here. Actually, let's... You know, this is the game that I've gotten the most use out of luring items in. They don't work that well in 3 or 1. And I've never actually tried to use the ones in Bloodborne. Okay, I know where I am. Alright, so that first section is practically cleared. So where did I miss Nadalia? I don't see her down there. Believe you me, you notice her. Wait, what? Oh ho! Ah. Just this door. I get the feeling she might be behind that door. But how do I get to that door? Or... actually, that door probably just leads to that ledge. Which I have no idea how to get to that ledge, so... Huh. This leads to the bonfire. Where am I missing the Nadalia? Because there is one, oh dear. Actually, I wonder what happens if I hit that with an alluring skull. For science! Oh. Or not. Whoops. Well, it looks like I took out one of them. Somehow. So this direction leads over here, which I can go down to the foyer from here. Over here's the door I can't open, which I think just leads to the ledge over there. Huh. Over there is pretty much nothing. I have no idea where I could have missed a Nadalia. I know that there's one more Nadalia, then we can destroy. Using the things we know about, or using the smelter wedges we possess before fighting Sir alone. Oh boy. Come on. Make your way over here. Come on, little guy. Huh. I know that if I attack, I can move that, but I just need one of you to get over here. Come on, I'm standing right next to this fire. Don't you want to run right in? There we go. Dispelling ring. Interesting. I think I'm just gonna let this happen. For now. Or not. Oh, whoops. Can you throw where I'm telling you to throw, you foolish? Come on. $144 versus $141. Okay, so the big fireballs do slightly more damage than the dark orbs. But the dark orbs are faster and oh dear. I have more of them. A 1, a 2. Oh dear. Throw this at you. Twice. Imagine jumping up into a fireball. That is embarrassing. No bodies, no bodies. And nothing else over here from the looks of it. Huh. And I know I got the Nadalia up there. That one I had to get, because if I didn't get this one, I was putting myself in danger. That is a death drop. So where is the one Nadalia that I missed? Like, completely missed, don't even know where she is. I don't have enough smelter wedges for every single Nadalia in the tower, so where did I miss one? Let's go back to Majula and then come back here to try and figure out this little puzzle. Because there's 2 I can reach from the foyer. I'm gonna try and get up to 2,000 health. Maximum. Alright, let's see here. I don't want to separate my pyromancies. Okay, so throne floor, I've gotten all the ones I can get from there up. Same as with the upper... Actually, let's check a few more things from the upper floor. Because there's a very real chance that I just missed something obvious on a drop down. Nope. Oh well. Alright, so that's not that. That's the side tower. I don't know what that giant pillar of rock is. I already got that. Which means... back over here. Yep, whatever. Okay, it is this one that I missed. I couldn't hear her whispering from above. I don't care if you kill me, I got what I came here for. But if I can actually make it to the next bonfire, I'm going to laugh. Uh-oh. Ah, almost. If I'd made it down the stairs, I could have healed and then come back up. Oh well. Now, which of those other two is the toughest Nadalia to get to? Foyer's the best one to get from the last two. But I want... Actually, it's probably the one closest to the bonfire. Let's be honest here, this one's annoying. There's, like, no getting out of that. Thankfully, Nadalia herself doesn't respawn. I can just go back and grab her soul. Or soul fragment. But after that, the only soul fragment I'll have left to get of Nadalia... Yeah. This one is probably the most annoying. Is the one in that side tower. The one that I used the giant seed on the invader against the invader in. Okay, anyway. Let's go back over here. I'm going to just kind of run through. I'm not really looking at loot at the moment. I have one very specific objective. And that very specific objective is the door that I decided not to go down. Or go through. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. I have to try not to get hit. Good to know, good to know. I don't have time for an Estus. Might have time for a skull, but not an Estus. Alright. I actually have to take out the stuff on this path. Great. I can run past some of the later enemies, but this first barrage I actually need to take out. Brilliant. Well, at least I know. At least I know now. Even if I can just get past Ava, or even if I can just get to Ava, that's a huge help. Uh-oh. Oh. Hello, coward. Nice to meet you. How are you doing this fine morning? Or, well, or night. This fine time zone. And if you don't mind my asking, what is this area called? Afternoon for you? Fair enough. Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, I just, I've started recently asking trivia to newcomers to test for bots. I'll ask something oddly specific or completely random. And it pretty much always throws the bots off. Fair enough. Yeah, sometimes finding a build that fits you is difficult. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm really bad at determining bots otherwise, so the trivia helps. They don't quite know how to respond. And it does lead to some hilarious moments, at least for me. Fair enough. Yeah, this is the Eleum Loyce DLC. Uh-oh. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna try and run past this next bit. I'm not really trying for loot at the moment. I've already come through here. But there is one doorway that I missed. And it was on purpose that I missed it. Yeah, melee in this game is weird. Uh-oh. Oh, come on. But that door right there behind the boxes, that's the one I was trying to get to. But I'm actually pretty far in the game at the moment, and this is a Covenant of Champions run, which is basically hard mode, for lack of a better term. Lightning, I think, was nerfed in this game. I know that lightning was nerfed in one of the Souls games. I think it was this one. Uh-oh. But that does sound really cool, actually. Yeah, it's certainly an ordeal. Only damage and health, yeah. I did not get attacked by Freya on the bridge, so that was a bit of a clue for that front, on that front. Yeah, true. There were, phantoms that didn't show up. Uh-oh. Well, let's try this again. You are more than welcome to chase me, though I don't expect it to go too well for you. I'm honestly quite impressed with myself at this particular moment in time. Fair enough. Yeah, certain things suck to miss, especially when you're trying to make it like the whole point of your build. Definitely look stuff up beforehand if you're doing anything along those lines. Oh, I'm back here. Cool. I'd wager that you should honestly look some stuff up every single time you start a new build. If only to get an idea of what you're getting yourself into. Oh, a mental! Hello! How are you doing? And thank you for the raid! Honestly, coward, After farming for the flipping Loyce souls, nothing really seems all that crazy to me anymore. How you doing, Menzel? Yeah, the Loyce souls are a grind and a half. You have to go through and beat the enemies in the Ivory King's arena until they drop the Loyce souls. And unless you're on Covenant of Champions, after you defeat the Ivory King, they stop spawning after a while. Fair enough. Yeah, it got so bad that, because I was trying to do it on stream, I did most of the Loyce soul farming off stream, and then relegated what was left to filler for like when I had no other ideas. Yeah, in the future I'm probably just going to go for Alsana myself. Like, why, if you're going to do something like that, because it's not like the Loyce souls are a PvP item either. You have to get them from the enemies in that arena. And they decided, hey, let's make it so that they don't drop all the time. Like, if you're going to do something like that and not make it a PvP item, make the drop rate 100%. Because then at least it's just, you have to defeat 50 of them, and not you have to defeat however many it takes for the game decide to drop them. A 1, a 2, a 3. Yeah. I don't know or care who said that, honestly. I would just like to serve them a knuckle sandwich. Extra spicy. With some extra iron for the diet. How did I hit her? But yeah, after that farm, not much really phases me. Fair enough. Yeah, I've gotten a lot more patient with farming. Why does the embedded have a ring? Okay. So that was remade into the prisoner's chain or whatever in 3. Yeah, 2 is definitely the, weird one as far as these games go. However, it's also the one that I actually recommend starting with if you've never played a Souls game before. And it's partially due to those oddities. Because... oh, does not open. Fair enough. A lot of the oddities of this game either call back to or were reused again in later games. The only thing is agility. That's literally the only thing I can think of, actually. It's the only thing that wasn't reused. Hexes were reworked, but they were still used. Honestly, I recommend it from a mechanical standpoint. And for one specific thing that was not reused in later games. But unless you're on Covenant of Champions... well, actually, there's a lot of stuff here that I think should have been reused in later games just because they're fun ideas. But unless you're on Covenant of Champions, enemies will stop spawning after a certain amount of time. And that is honestly a huge deal for new players. Because if you're having a tough enough time with an area, you can just keep grinding and eventually the only thing you have to deal with is the boss. Because a lot of the people that have tried getting into these games don't like the fact that everything has to respawn. Like, all the time. That's the biggest complaint about Souls that I've seen. At least among people I know personally. And I can actually agree on the humanity being better than effigies, but effigies and the later embers work relatively the same way. I think the humanity system was more in depth. Fair enough. Uh-oh. Did I just hear that? I just heard an Estus. Okay. There we go. Yeah, story's a very important aspect of these games. It gets overlooked because it's not shoved in your face, but you have to look at the story. Alright, you go away. Hi. Uh-oh. Okay. But I think that the oh dear. Enemy lives mechanic and the bonfire ascetics should have been reused. Yeah, I think that Covenant of Champions should always accompany that mechanic, though. The non-respawning mechanic. Just so that anybody who wants a more traditional experience can experience the more traditional experience. And I'm pretty sure everyone can agree on bonfire ascetics being cool. Oh, come on. Okay, we're gonna have to do a little more here. Because between Bonfire Ascetics and Covenant of Champions, there are ways of getting back enemies that you've hunted to extinction. Would you stop that? Uh-oh. Again with the Estus. Do they have infinite Estus or something? I have genuine dislike for this shield individual. Thank you, Amensel. I hope you have a good day as well. But, so there are ways to get back enemies that you've hunted to extinction. The life gems were... This was honestly like the last hurrah for healing items that weren't a flask. Well, this and Bloodborne. If you don't want to use them, you don't have to. This game has both the flasks and the Estus, which is huge. That means that you are, or not flasks, but both the consumable healing items and the Estus flasks, which is a really big deal because later games don't use consumable healing items, and earlier games, specifically Demon's Souls and Bloodborne, use consumable healing items. So by having both, this game gets you acclimated to the concept of both. Okay, that's why. That's why. Let's run away. Repair powder, I know I have some. Yeah. There should definitely have been a better system in place for well, actually I sort of get it. I do sort of understand the current system of flasks. I'm not going to say it's the best system ever, but if you had 15 normal healing flasks and 15 magic flasks, how hard do you think it would be to actually take out a mage character? It's a subtle yet very, very important nerf for magic builds. Dark Souls 2 actually has a similar magic system to 1. Because Dark Souls 1 and 2 both use the charges system. And the charges are kind of a big deal. Really? You dislike recovering spells entirely, or you dislike the fact that the thing is a consumable? Because those are two very different questions, or very different things. Okay, and why do you dislike recovering spells? Because something like that, it would be... It's a huge problem for a magic build if they can't recover their spells. Another thing to worry about. Well, that's a very easy thing. Huh. You can just choose not to use the item, honestly. But with the increasingly inflated health pools of Soul's enemies, a magic build would very quickly fall behind without a way to regain casts. Just think of it like a Soul level 1 run. And if it's that big of a temptation, you can just sell them as soon as you get them. But magic is just as much a part of these games as melee. So, and it is considered a core tool. A side tool, such as knives, I can understand not having a way to recover those. They're consumables, they're meant to supplement your build, not really be a major part of it. But a nerf like that for magic with the current rate of boss health pool inflation, that would just completely invalidate magic builds in general. Especially considering that FromSoft has taken away durability as a factor. So I get where you're coming from, but they did that for balancing reasons. And I can't quite disagree with it. Yeah, the concept... Yeah, durability was... I actually don't dislike durability so long as you don't go the Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom route with it, like Nintendo did. You give us a way to restore durability, and I'm fine. You don't give us a way to restore durability, and you give everything... or you make everything fragile, like incredibly fragile. Then that's just mean. And it makes people avoid combat. You don't think the blue mana bar should have come back? I'm of two minds about this one. On the one hand, I do like the fact that, Alright, where are you? Thank you. Note. I like the fact that, the more powerful the spell, theoretically, the more, or the less you actually got to cast it. But at the same time, actually, I think the charges are another thing, or the way that this game did it was another really, or another thing that Dark Souls 2 did best. While, yes, technically speaking, you could, or you can still regain your casts. That's not really a question. This was... Okay, give me a second, I gotta figure out how I want to say this. There's pros and cons to both the charges and the mana bar. With the mana bar, you run into the awkward situation where you end up having half of a spell cast for some reason. Whereas with the charges, you either have it or you don't. I think Dark Souls 2 was better than Dark Souls 1 in this respect, because it actually made attunement do something. With Dark Souls 1, attunement literally just occasionally increased your, slots. With this game, it increases your slots and the individual casts of each spell. You have a higher number of casts per spell for a higher attunement as opposed to a lower attunement. But with the mana bar, you can use the stronger spells as much as you want. You don't run into a situation where you have to account for, well, maybe not as much as you want, as much as your mana pool will allow you. You don't run into this problem of, I can only cast Firestorm twice unless you only have the mana to cast it twice. And actually, with the mana bar, there might even be some spells you can't cast at all because they have too high of a mana cost. So there's pros and cons of each. It's a very complicated system. I honestly don't have a preference, so long as I have a way to regain them, so that with the growing health pools of bosses, I don't run into a situation where my magic is practically pointless. Oh. Off to an excellent start. Okay. You also do a ton of damage. Health increasing attunement makes absolutely no sense, honestly. Stamina, maybe. But then that would also have to be reworked in a way, because otherwise every single tanky character would be running Soul Spear or something. Can you imagine, like, a Dark Souls 1 giant dad also running around with Dark Bead? It is honestly better for attunement to be its own stat, because that way it doesn't get in the way of other builds. I just don't like the fact that it did nothing aside from that in 1. Oh dear. Oh. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh my. But in this game, attunement increases cast speed, the casts themselves, and the number of slots you have. Which is... well, and agility in general, actually. Which I actually don't like agility. That is one of a couple mechanical gripes I have against this game. So I generally don't really have a preference. They both have their pros and cons. Oh, whoops. I'm dead. Or not. I don't like how slowly the life gems restore health, though. Because I'm very likely to get caught by that. I wish they were just as instantaneous as, the flasks. My thing with attunement, or with agility, is that, after a certain point, it sort of becomes just this thing. And before a certain point, you just don't have iframes. You get, like, maybe one, I think. I don't know the exact number, but it is so impossibly low that you are going to get hit by things. And there's not much you can do about that. Let's try this guy again. It's probably going to go bad for me. Come on. There we go. There's only 2 stats that increase it. Agility is tied to the adaptability stat and the attunement stat. And this is solely because otherwise mage characters would have no iframes. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm dead if I get hit on that by that on second phase. Or twice in a row. Guess I'm heading into the Undead Crypt. But let's look here. Let's look here. Yeah, no. Vigor is just HP and Petrify resistance. Endurance is stamina, physical defense, and poise. Vitality is equip load, physical defense, and poison resistance. Which actually these are probably why I probably need to go get those up a little. Attunement, first one that has agility. Strength, no agility. Dex, no agility. Adaptability, all of the resistances, plus agility. Intelligence, no agility. Faith, no agility. It's just adaptability and attunement. I actually appreciate that they put some agility on attunement, because otherwise mage characters have nothing. Hey, everyone gets mistaken every here and there. It's just natural. And normal. Omnipotence is boring. Oh, well, actually, wait, I think in this case it would be omniscience. Either way, boring! But, yeah. So I do like that they split it up, though I don't like that, iframes are tied to a stat. It's a very weird thing to tie them to. I think they wanted to counteract, the utter tomfoolery that was like I brought up earlier, the giant dads and the Havel moms. Which, how did they even... It's probably because of the masks they were wearing. But that's my guess. I think in, they've actually never nerfed strength belts. Which is really weird. Because they've nerfed every other kind of build at some point or another. Yeah. There really should have been a child's mask one, shouldn't there have? Oh dear. But that would be my guess as to why FromSoft did what they did with the agility stat. But it really didn't work. Making it. Is that a challenge? You want me to make a annoying child's mask build in Dark Souls 1? It would have to be a very high stamina one. Alright, I'll put that on the list. Because I do take recommendations and stuff. I'll have to look up... I don't tend to do PvP. So I probably wouldn't be able to do the build justice. But I might be able to put together the build for PvE. Huh. Oh, Negan, hello! How you doing? Fair enough. I adore challenges, though, so this is certainly one that's going on the list. Nope, nothing there. Fair enough. Fair enough. But how you doing? I honestly don't know what happens if I use a torch in here. I don't really see a point in it. Well, obviously, that's your natural state of being at this point. $95. How much experience do you need for that? Okay. So if I was to do a stamina spammy build in... Hmm. Four hours. How much XP do you tend to get per fight? $2,000-ish. So if it takes you 4 hours to level up, how fast are you defeating the enemies? Or do you not have an idea? I have no idea. I've never played Star Ocean. Okay, judging from the prior question, I'm assuming you're lying there. Which I can't give you accurate maths. I cannot give you the accurate maths if you are lying to me, Negan. Uh-oh. But back up to what Coward said. A non-scaling... True. Okay, nameless usurper. Hello, ma'am. Oh dear. Well, that was unfortunate. I got caught by that stupid thing. So for the potential child mask build, if it would have to be a fast weapon. If we're spamming the yeah, it would have to be fast, ranged, or both. Uh-oh. I've never watched Sherlock. Another one of those on the list things. Where are you? Okay, nameless usurper. Hello. There we go. I want my Ostone. Thank you. Huh. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. Do some research, and I don't want it to be heavily reliant on, like, a possible drop. Because then it's just RNG. And that's not as fun. Like, especially not something as ridiculously difficult to get your hands on as, say, oh dear. The Taurus Demon's Axe. Because I don't... There are not a lot of respawning Taurus Demons in the game, and those that are in Lost Izalith. Or, not Lost Izalith, but the Demon Ruins. Yeah, so getting a drop from that, especially early on in the game, would be a pain. Nope, not that way. This way. Nope, not that way either. Or this way, so it's this way. Yeah, so it would have to be something that's either guaranteed a boss weapon, or and preferably relatively easy to obtain early on. Quelags. Yeah, that could work, that could work. The only issue with Quelags is that you'd have to get all the way to Anor Londo in order to use it, and Anor Londo is mid-game. So we need a good early game option. This also means tackling Pinwheel early on enough that he's actually going to be a problem. Because Pinwheel is normally a bit of a, how do I put this? Wimp? But if you tackle him early on in the game... Uh-oh. Oh well. If you tackle him early on, he can, like, one-shot you. I've gotten one-shot by him before. So you do have to keep that in mind. I think maybe starting off with the Thief would be a good idea here. Yeah, I'm thinking start off with the Thief and some firebombs. Because the Thief starts off with a dagger that has innate bleed, which is helpful. Oh right, we just crawl right up through that. And the reason I'm going to want to start off with firebombs is so that I can guaranteed defeat the Asylum Demon early. That gives us some extra, or that'll give us some extra souls later because we can sell the hammer we get from it to or to Frompt later. And because I'd be starting out as the Thief, I'd already have the Master Key, which would let me get to Andre early, so I wouldn't have to go all the way through Taurus Demon to get to a place where I can actually upgrade my weapons. Yeah, Thief's definitely the way to go. upgraded that as much as possible. The only thing I have to say with that is that I'm going to want to get my hands on the Titanite slab. That's one of only a couple guaranteed Titanite slabs in the game, and if I tackle that too quickly... Don't you dare. Huh. If I tackle that too quickly, there's a very real chance of dying at the same time as the Stray Demon, which then causes that Titanite slab to be forfeit. Because it drops on the floor after the fact. I'd honestly easier... when it comes to the Stray Demon, you're better off accepting a loss than a draw. Oh dear. So that's a thing I'll have to return for later. Probably, like, just before hitting Anor Londo. Because if I tackle that literally right before Anor Londo, I have this... I'll definitely have some damage. Plus, I can get the doll. Uh-oh. Okay, fine, I'll grab these first. TJ, hello, how you doing? Yes. Glad to hear that. Belstat is actually resistant to dark. Particularly in his second phase. Or, once he's got the buff up. Glad to hear you're doing okay. Oh my! I thought I was between those. The washing pole, huh? That's an interesting idea. Uh-oh. That's fine. I tend to join the Forest Hunters anyway, just for easier access to Sif. Oh dear. Uh-oh. You're done, Belstat. Bye-bye. Okay. Vendrick isn't going to attack me unless I attack him first, and I can't even trigger that without a couple giant souls in my inventory. Dude's a menace. How did you get down here? Come on. I'm really hoping that these are one-time only spawns. I can't remember. But if they're not, that means I'm gonna have to deal with them every single time I want to come back to challenge Vendrick later. Or at the very least run past them, which is annoying, to say the least. Come on. I have 2 more treasure chests, I think, to get. So perish for me, would you? I'll have to come back here later for Vendrick. But for now, let's press on a bit in the main story, because at this point, I think I need the levels. Oh, thank you for the follow, coward! I just noticed that. My apologies. I hope you enjoy the emotes. Okay, let's actually look at this. So I have a maximum of 2,032 health with my ring. That's a decent amount of health. Let's buy some homeward bones and probably some skulls as well.
What's that open?
Bye. Because there are two doors I can get to at the moment that require, or technically three. But I'm not going to tackle the throne gank, just, actually, yeah, let's go tackle the throne gank. I don't want to use up my human effigies. A 100. Okay. Oh dear. Where? There it is. I honestly don't know. I know nothing about PvP. If I engage at all in it, I don't know. No, I'd be fine. The end goal would obviously be to beat Gwyn. I love gimmick runs. I call them stupid challenge runs just because I think the name it's cuter that way. But I love runs with a weird goal. This is a just plain challenge run. But I did a run a while back that was in a game called Code Vein. I was only allowed to have my followers deal damage. I was not allowed to deal any myself. Alright, I have to try and take them out at roughly the same time. Because otherwise... I run into a situation where they're constantly reviving one another. Oh dear. The combat's definitely a little on the lighter side, but it's also looser, if that makes any sense. Okay. Okay. You know what? First try throne gank? I will take that. Wasn't expecting that, but I will take it. What the? Okay, I adore the polar bears. Those are adorable. Yeah, Code Vein's definitely one that takes some getting used to. It was actually the first Souls-like I actually beat. So that was, for lack of a better term, my introduction to the series. It wasn't really, well, not series, but genre. I'd played a little bit of Dark Souls 3 before that, but I kept getting stuck on Gundyr. And then after beating Code Vein, I went back and I actually beat Bloodborne, and then I went back and beat Dark Souls 3 after that. So that is another one I would recommend to newer players. Because you get a companion. Wild Road of Games to beat. Yeah, I probably would have gotten into, like, genuinely into Souls games a lot quicker if I'd started off with this game. I'm going to be honest with you, because a lot of the problems I was having was that I didn't quite understand the mechanics. After Code Vein, it was pretty easy for me to get down the mechanics for Bloodborne, and after Bloodborne I gave Dark Souls 3 a shot and was able to get the mechanics down for that relatively quickly as well. But, that would be my reasoning. A lot of, as I've said before, a lot of the mechanics that were used in Dark Souls 2, this was either their dying gasp, or they were reused later. Not every mechanic, obviously, but enough that, mechanically speaking, this game serves as a good tutorial for every other Souls game. Power stancing, for instance, was reused in Elden Ring. Hexes were reworked for Dark Souls 3. Just little stuff. Alright, let's use the Black Eye Orb and invade Lycia. Where is the Black Eye Orb? Or crushed Black Eye Orb? Aha, there it is. Crushed Eye Orb. Here we go. Would you quit it with the lightning spam, lady? Yeah, there's a lot. No matter what game you start off with, you're gonna have to relearn mechanics between them. But I think this one in particular is a good starting point because it's awkward, and that awkwardness comes from trying to be kind of like a mesh between different games. This is very clearly a midpoint, and that does have its advantages. Let's go give the stone my awe stones. And then head into Aldia's keep. Back over here. Actually, let's go buy some stuff from the cats. Or wait. Yeah, let's buy some bones from the cat. There's... Actually, I should go back into the gutter first. Because I believe that's where Havel's set is. I know for a fact there's a door in the gutter. Scooch around here. Run and leap. Upsy daisy. Hey. Or wait, is this the key? Ah, this is the forgotten key, not the king's door. Whoopsie. Whoever designed this room is a sadist. And I actually find this room hilarious enough that I don't mind. You know what? I genuinely don't care. I just progressed. Alright. You win. Oh, wait. I'll just go off here. Well, that was a very obvious kill box. Fair enough. Fair enough. I just Hold on. Did I go over here the normal way? 'Cause I did the skip to get to the place unbeknownst in order to get the, fragrant branch early. Okay, I would have had to have gotten the, loot there. Yeah, I think I can see the ruins of the chest. Oh, speaking of places in here, though, I think I have a seed of a giant tree to collect. I also need another fragrant branch. Because I'm down to just the one. Which is a problem. Because I know for a fact that there's two spots where I want to use a fragrant branch. Uh-oh. One more pressing than the other. And it's not even close. But two places nonetheless. The more pressing one is the one in the Dragon Shrine. The reason that one's the more pressing of the two statues is because there's an invader that chases you through there. And that opens up the area for you. If you don't get that, then you wind up in a situation where you're sort of locked into an area. And while you can just head straight for... Oh, sorry, it's Dragon Airy, Dragon Shrine, something else. You can head straight for the Dragon Shrine. That's not an issue. But the Airy does have, a lot of loot in it. And I want the Awestone. Hi! Just barely enough not to grab the kill. The one here in Aldia's Keep is the less important of the two.
Who are you? How goes your... My name is Aevin. My name, Aevin.
Sorry, Lucatiel. Alright. Yeah, and I couldn't even do a request properly because I'm on Covenant of Champions. You can't summon on this Covenant. At least I don't think you can. It's not like I've really put that much to the test much. Hello, Lucatiel's brother. Pardon. Tranquil Walk of Peace. That sounds like a miracle. Am I correct on that front? Okay. Nope, we don't open that. At least not at present.
Yes, I see how. Is, this is. Now, I want you, your target. Yeah, perhaps.
Alright, I'll have to talk to Kale later, because you don't actually have to do the assassinations. Now, let's start off with using the flame butterfly here. I wasn't aware that that was a thing. But that sounds hilarious, actually. So we're talking a stamina heavy miracle build. Oh dear. Huh. Only needs 18 faith. I'm gonna have to look up some other miracles, because there might be some good buffs that can be used with like 20 faith or something. Partially because I hate leaving things are levels on non-multiples of 5. Unless it's like 99 or something. Not really much I can do about that one. I am legitimately being serious, though. I like having my, oh, come on. Stats be on nice multiples of 5. Or 3. Actually, I don't mind multiples of 3. And obviously there'd have to be, or the child mask would have to use the lingering dragon crest ring. If that's even in that game. I believe it is. I think it's part of the Griggs. I think Griggs sells it. But that extends the length of spells, and I think that might extend to miracles as well. Could be wrong on that front, but I think it extends to miracles. Fair enough. I'm assuming that this Triangle Walk of Peace miracle is one of those exceptions. You don't know? Alright, that's a thing that'll have to be tested then. Come on! Hi! Little looking glass. You next? I'll have to time it or something. Havel would be a good test dummy. It's definitely... I'm gonna have to plan it out. So thank you for giving me a project. It's not going to be a within like the next month project, but it's going to be a within the next year project, definitely. Ah, let me through. Aha. Hey, you're fine. I love challenges like that. They're fun. Crimson water. Magic stone for some reason. There's a sconce there I'm gonna have to light. I'm going to want to eat an herb before I do that, though. Oh yeah, definitely. And the run will end when I defeat Gwen. When I do get around to that one. Because while I don't, while I will be making the build, I'm not really a PvP person. So it's not like I'd be keeping that character around once I'd actually, like, finished the game with it. But still, fun concept, and my mind is already coming up with ways to go about pulling it off. Honestly, Pinwheel is the first big hurdle. Which is not a thing most people would say about Pinwheel. Even if... There's also the fact that Pinwheel only has a chance to drop the mask. Might have to soft reset a few times. Or, well, might have to reset a couple times. And I don't have access to save states with my setup, so I'd have to, like, completely start over from scratch. Actually, saving grace might be patches. I might have to wait... I might have to wait a little bit to actually get my hands on the Mask of the Child. If I can't take out Pinwheel. Or if Pinwheel doesn't drop it. But it's still doable, even with that. Because patches will sell the masks later. Why is it that patches is the saving grace of multiple runs? Like, seriously? And I'm not even kidding when I say saving grace. Because, one of the other runs I have going on at the moment is a no trophies to platinum run of Dark Souls 3. And the only reason I've been able to I was able to finish the Covenant farming for that within a relatively reasonable time frame was because Patches sells an infinite number of rusty coins. Because in typical video game fashion, when you're actually looking for the item, it is not very likely to drop. The rarest drop is whatever you're looking for. Upsy daisy. Why are you roaming? I'm going to have to slip in here real sneaky-like. Or just make an absolute mad dash. Ha ha! Huh. Fair enough. Let's get some light in here. Let's also run down here. I believe it was this room? Yes, okay. It's not a huge difference, but here's the next bonfire. Okay, not heading to Majula then. Not yet, at least. I can dodge... You gonna attack? No. Okay. Don't think I don't see you. Uh-oh. Okay, plan B. Because I messed up. I don't think you can actually go through this wall. Yeah, no. Aldi's Keep is one of those weird situations where you want to clear or get the next area and then come back to clear it out 100% of the time. Because clearing out this area involves lowering all of those cages, and that would make the boss run such a pain. Where did you come from? Well, anyway. Come on. I have a wall I want you to break. Of course, you can get up to that point beforehand and then just not lower the cages or break the cages or whatever. Malformed shell. Okay. Bone shield, okay. It's one. Actually, let's open this as well. There we go. Wasn't sure if it was on a timer or whatnot, but I knew that wall got broken. Old Radiant Life Gem. Let's grab the loot in here. I'm clearing out the obvious loot. And then I'll move on to some of the less obvious loot. And then I'm going to fight the boss, get the next area, and then I'll come back and clear up the mess that is the above creatures. And it is a mess, believe you me. I see a sparkly. Okay. First of all, let's use repair powder to get my staff back up because I'm going to be using an herb later. Now let's unequip everything. Because if I don't have anything equipped, I don't have to worry about acid. At all. There we go. Oh wait, that's the dark flame. Put that on. This, and that. It is a very unusual level of practicality, but it is certainly an interesting practicality. Where is... There it is. Let's use that. Light torch. I believe there are 2. Come on. Hey. Ah! Nope. I almost got caught on the door. That's not good. That is really not good. Goodbye. I'm going to need another herb. Because that, I think, is the last of the sconces. Unless I'm missing something. Because there could be a sconce just in the middle of the floor somewhere. Not one in here. That's a door I can't open yet. Does not appear to be one in here. Okay, nothing under 30 faith. Shame that spicing didn't exist then. But I know that at least the basic heals can actually be used at a relatively low faith level. Spicing is actually a Dark Souls 2 thing. You have to bring it to a specific NPC, but lower is required intelligence or faith by 1 for a chosen spell. Obviously, it makes the spells weaker because, well, you don't have the faith to use them at their full potential, or, intelligence. But it is actually a really cool concept that allows for the use of some normally really, powerful spells at low levels. Oh dear. I have, no joke, accidentally combined the two names of Dark Souls and Elder Scrolls. Uh-oh. Just by accident. I got a very strange look from someone when I was talking about Dark Scrolls. And it took me a minute to realize that, oh, I'd said it wrong. I don't even remember which of the two series I was talking about. Alright, let's go back to Majula. Because I think that's it as far as the sconces go. It really is. Level. Elder Souls is also in fire name. I'm a lot harder to troll with stuff like that because I'll play along with the joke. Like, I will, without hesitation, start launching into an epic story that does not exist outside of my head yet. I haven't talked to you since. Oh no.
Did you?
I will have to come back later then. Like, I don't narrate them or anything because I'm more focused on the actual gameplay. But I have whole character arcs for my silly characters. And for my non-silly ones. Like, every character I make, you'd better believe I've got a story arc in my head that I'm just not telling you about. So if you give me a prompt like that, I will turn it into a story somehow, even if I don't tell you that I'm turning it into a story. Whenever you get lost in specifics when it comes to telling a story, honestly, a good method of deciding would be like a dice roll or something. Weird as it sounds, I use tabletop RPG. I play Pathfinder, but this is also a D&D thing. Why did I go here? I want to go to this one first. Stats and dice rolls to decide for a story. Oh, yeah. A lot of the time, I'll do something that isn't optimized, specifically because I think it's cool. Or would be funny. There we go. Alright. Seriously, where did I miss one of those? One of the things I want to do at some point is take a look at the narratives for each game and then come up with a quote-unquote canon main character for each of the Dark Souls games. I say quote-unquote because there isn't really a canon to begin with. Everything is canon. But it could be an interesting concept. Just need to lure you away for a little while. Give you the runaround. And boss time. Story is how you sell people on a lot of things. I'm so sorry, Guardian Dragon. I came in here a little on the overleveled side. It did a flip! I hit it in the foot, and it did a flip! I love the ragdoll physics in these games. The ragdoll physics in these games are amazing sometimes. My message has been rated? Oh, cool! I'm glad people are finding that one useful. Or at the very least, amusing.
There. What? Do not.
Oh yeah, the ragdolls are amazing. I love them. You've got Flipping Dragon. Then you've also got... Alright, let's actually go use the Fragrant Branch here, because this is where it is. Things getting stuck in walls. Most offensive miracles don't benefit from dexterity. In that case, invest the bare minimum in strength and dexterity and use Ornstein's spear. The Dragon Slayer spear. You'll still have to put like 20 or 25 in each, but that comes with innate lightning. Has a ranged weapon art. And it's just overall a good spear. I hope that helps. It still takes a while to get off the ground, but it'll take less to get off the ground than it might initially seem. You have to be very precise with your levels, though, and you'll have to make sure you get the Soul of Ornstein. If you get Smoth's Soul, it's over. You won't be able to do it. Well, not necessarily over, but you will have to... Oh, yeah, Ornstein is definitely the better fight of the two. Alright, let's go get the bonfire over here real quick, and then I'll come back around and obtain the loot from this area. Can I go fast, please? I dislike Smoth, or fighting Smoth, because, hey, Aldia. Because of the hammer. The hammer blocks so many attacks. Actually, let's go to Majula real quick, because that might be the last bonfire I need in order to unlock Kale's dialogue where he gives me the helmet. It really is, that stupid hammer. The number of times I've missed a Great Chaos Fireball because of that stupid hammer. It blocks at the most inconvenient times. I'll take a flighty boss that does a lot of damage over something that can just not take damage any day.
I would not. Did you?
Nope, not what I need. I forget when exactly Kale gives you his helmet, but Forbidden Sun might be a good pyromancy for me to have on hand. And you can only get that from following through with these quest lines, and I don't feel like killing Kale, so. Progress I shall. That's back around. Around. Yeah. Always better to have something done than nothing. That is just in general. Even if the something seems like a net negative, it can turn into a net positive if you spin it right. Hi. Where are you, Fencer Sharon? I know you're around here somewhere. There you are. It is very easy to box yourself in versus her if you don't have the way unlocked. I'd honestly be more concerned if you did call yourself a guru. Things like titles indicating wisdom should always be granted, never self-proclaimed. Because if someone walked up to you and went, "Yeah, I'm a guru," what would be your first response? Probably caution or disgust, right? Meanwhile, if someone else calls... Yeah. But if someone else says, "Hey, this person is a guru," but they themselves don't introduce themselves that way, their wisdom is probably legit and not a product of ego. Yeah. And again, nobody knows everything. And if they did, that must be a very boring life. Ah! Like, I can't even imagine how boring that would be. Okay. There we are. Sorry. But I'm not the type to sit back and waste casts on nothing. I've got one more cast of Dark Hail left. That cave could be handy. Fire Tempest, what? Ah. I believe down here... Ah! Okay, so we've got another Drake over here. Let's actually use this, because... Oh no. They do take a decent amount of damage. And I can get a few decent casts off. While they're sleeping. Forget sneak attack, this is a sleep attack. Those are the only two drakes in the area, I think. At least the only two that I can actually get to. Where does this one lead? Oh dear. Okay. So that's the back way into the shrine. Or I suppose front way? That leads back down there. So where else? The area is pretty much all loot. There's some enemies here, but it's mostly just loot. And on that front, that can actually make it more confusing rather than less. Because for one thing, the loot's pretty spread out. And for another, all of the platforms look the same. Oh. Well, I have to come back around. Did not think that the wall was going to block my orb. Yeah, stuff is doing a ton of damage to me now. On the bright side, though, I don't think those drakes respawn. So I don't have to worry about getting caught by them. Because that's typically a problem you run into with, uh-oh. Not good. The loot in this area. It's that getting it is hazardous to your health. I'll have to go back to one of the blacksmiths and repair my ring. That leads up, and so does this, technically. But this leads up in a different regard. Okay. You can explode yourself. I'm not in range to die from that. A 1 and a 2. I believe there might actually be one. Yeah, there's a crystal lizard here I didn't get earlier because I was too focused on the drake. A 1 and a 2. Then you... I don't know why you halted that, but whatever. Oh. Yeah, I'm probably not going to get that one, actually. I don't think I care enough. One, two, oh no. Okay, repair powder now. I can't fix my ring, but I'd rather not have my armor also be broken. Though it looks like my gloves already are. Unfortunate. But oh well. Just means I have a little more I have to spend at the blacksmith. Run down here. Through this. And I'll be heading down this time. Because that is technically a different route. This is a small area, but it's confusing. Oh, there is another one. Brilliant. Doesn't it make sense for it to have poise? I don't think there really is much of a, I don't think there's a lot of armor sets in this, one that don't have poise. I think it's literally just clothing. Uh-oh. Nope, 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 nope. Oh dear. And I think clothing would be like Dusk's set, the Pyromancer's set, although that might actually have poise because it's specifically stated to be heavy clothing. Okay, leather is a unique case. Because that's cloth. Or because that's not cloth. I genuinely consider leather to be a form of armor. It's one that's used even modern day. Road leathers are a thing. Because they're thick and stiff, or relatively stiff, so they offer some decent protection. But I can see how that wouldn't quite stop a blade as easily yeah, I can see why that would have less poise, but it should still have poise. But I was thinking more like the sorcery sets for not having poise. I assumed everything else at least had a little. Fair enough, there's different sets. I honestly forget that there are sets. I just sort of see individual pieces as individual pieces that I can mix and match to get whatever look I want. Okay, I need 400. Actually, wait, like literally right here. Because if I think of them as full sets, then it limits the imagination, and it also makes a lot of assumptions and leaps of logic. There we go. Oh, wait. Loot. Yeah. I'll use whatever set I want, or whatever pieces I want, regardless of what set. Because if you could only wear sets, there's a lot of singular armor pieces that don't quite belong to a set that you'd pretty much be walking around in the nude aside from those specific pieces. Which makes no sense. Okay, so now for the trickiest piece of loot to get in this area. Ah, too late. Well, that's a shame. Let's go. It was just barely at that. Oh, pardon. Haha! Only 2 attempts. Works for me. Back to Majula. I think I have some stuff to turn in, and then I'm gonna call it. Because I need to go make lunch. Yeah, I have 6 things to turn in with the crows. Run through here. Through this path. Because I can get souls from this. Hey. Oh, Ellie! Hello! How you doing? I'm doing well. I'm actually pretty close to ending stream today, though. That sounds really cool, Coward. Hey, thanks for popping in at all. Alright, let's just get back to Majula, turn in, because I have awe stones. I have 2 awe stones. So let's go turn in 2 of those. Oh. A joke, huh? Wait, just how long were you watching that you had 100 points already? Stone cold you are, I see. Does that work, or do you want a traditional, like a knock joke instead? Some people don't consider wordplay to be jokes. I consider it. But, oh, let's do a knock-knock, huh? You're probably not going to get this one, but knock-knock. Who's there is Bear. Bear seek lest. And I will show you why that's a meme in this game. Oh, wait, I forgot. She stopped the seek lest dialogue. You spam through her dialogue and, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna call it here. If you're interested in chatting off stream or seeing my announcements, please check out my YouTube channel. If you're interested in anything I've done up until this point, please check out my YouTube channel. I got them backwards. I try to upload stuff same day, and if you're interested in chatting off stream or seeing my announcements, please check out my Discord. Do note, however, that the server is private, so unless you get a role, which you can get by interacting with Carlbot, you won't be able to see much, and if you don't have a role by Saturday, I will be kicking you off the server. Oh, what is it, Ellie? If you've made it this far and are curious to see where I go from here, why not drop a follow? It takes but one button press, and you can always change your mind if you decide my content isn't for you. Oh, lore, huh? What lore do you want to talk about, Ellie? Because there is a very broad category. Across multiple games, and it doesn't even have to be related to Dark Souls if you don't want it to be. Alright. In that case, because I really do need to, get going here, let's, actually head over to Aldia's Keep for a moment for this little lore discussion. It's also sort of a mechanics discussion. It is a quick one. Oh, right, I'll have to come back in here later and clean up the loot I missed. But there is a guy over here locked in a cage. And if you talk to him as a hollow, which I am at the moment, you get a cold-blooded assassin.
I want you to kill Kale, the cartographer. Bring his...
Nope. Hey, you're fine. This is quick, and I did put the rewards on there. But if you talk to him as a human, you get a merchant.
I haven't said anything strange, have I? I have absolutely no intention of leaving here. Do not attempt to help me. Just let me sit here and wither quietly away.
Yeah, this poor guy,
Please, just stay away. No, please. Just leave me alone. Leave this...
I think you have to refuse the assassin to get the merchant. But he's behind fog because he put himself there. He evidently was either experimented on or experimenting on himself. I'm inclined to think the former. Or, well, I'm inclined to think he was experimenting on himself and wound up with a assassin persona and a standard persona. It's a small bit of lore, but a neat one. If you let him out of that cage, he actually will invade you. So, anyway, tomorrow I'll be continuing my Elden Ring Magic Glint Blade only run. I'm going to try and best Renala. Reason I'm going after Renala specifically is because I think I need to either level up or get good for Moog. I'm not even going to attempt the stuff in the northern part of the Lands Between just yet. And if I can't even take out Renala, I'm pretty sure Rolana in the DLC is going to be a nightmare. So, and respecking is going to be probably pivotal so I don't have to do tons and tons of farming later. On Thursday and Friday, it's back to Dark Souls 3. And I'll be continuing from here, doing the Dragon Shrine, finishing up the loot in Aldia's Keep, and probably going after the Giants on Monday. I'm closing in on the end of my Dark Souls 3 run, and probably this one too, although this one is probably going to take a little longer just because of how many DLC bosses I have and how brutal those DLC bosses are. Fume Knight is actually terrifying. But once one of my ongoing runs ends, and I am thinking it's going to be the Dark Souls 3 one, I'm going to move my Elden Ring run to that time slot, and Wednesdays I will be playing the roguelike game Hades. So Hades is next for upcoming runs. I've never played it before. I've heard it's really good, and I'm keen to experience that. So that's just the upcoming.
that said, happy time zones, everyone. And I hope you all have an excellent day.